Okay, so this is the next step of cutting board lasering. So you're going to go to the desktop and you're going to look for RD Works V8. It's this black and red rectangle. Open that up, double click. Should say Boss Laser. You probably won't get that screen. Should say Boss Laser when you open it up. This is the laser software. We've used it before over the years. Hopefully, it'll be a little familiar to you. So the first thing you want to do is you want to bring in your picture, but before that, we're going to put sort of the design of your cutting board in here as a rectangle. So we're going to go to the rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw a rectangle, and then I'm going to use the select arrow, and I'm going to select it, and then up here where I'm moving the mouse now, this tells me the size of this rectangle. So I'm going to measure my cutting board that I'm going to use. My cutting board is 290 millimeters wide by 165 cross. So 190, 190, and then 165. 165. So you can see I've sort of typed in 190, 165. I'm going to hit enter. And so this doesn't look right. 165. Oh, 290. That's why. So make mistakes. You can always see the rectangle doesn't look like my cutting board shape. So 290. Enter. There we go. That's more. Okay. And then the next thing you want to make sure of is that this this little green dot right here is there should be a green dot in the center. If there's not a green square in the center, you want to go to the configure menu up here, system setting, and make sure where it says laser head that you're going to that the piece is right there in the center. So make sure that that is clicked, and then you can click close. So that's sort of like the size of your cutting board, and that's going to help you sort of you're going to put your design on this where you want it on your cutting board on the screen. Just makes the most sense to kind of get it where you want it here in the laser, so it puts it in the right spot on the cutting board. Okay. Next step is really, really important. As always, we're going to do a save. So we haven't done a save yet, so I'm going to do a save. I'm going to save it to the desktop. So make sure to click the caret here, desktop, which is right there. And I'm going to give it a name down here. And I'm just going to call it Willie.cuttingboard. And eventually you're going to share it with me. So Willie.cuttingboard, so your first name and then design. That's usually the best way to name things. So Willie.cuttingboard and hit save. And so that's good because now, from now on, as you're working on it, you can hit the save icon right here and it will just sort of overwrite and save. So the only next step is I'm going to talk about is bringing in your other file, and then we'll go to the next screencast. So right here, import. And we're going to be using these steps on our LAMP project as well, so it's good to get practice doing them. So import, I'm going to go to the downloads folder, which should be in here somewhere. There it is, downloads. So click on this caret. Downloads is up here. And I'm going to look, there's my cutting board logo. Open that up. And there it is. And you'll see it's huge. And that's great. That's fine. That's not a problem because you're going to make it the size you want it on here. So I'll talk about the next steps in the next screencast just to keep it short so you can get through and do all this stuff. So hit save, and then you can pause here, go back, and get this stuff done, and then go to the next screencast. All right, good luck.